Hey everybody, Bob Paskins here. Let's get ready for another daily devotional drill. You know, when I was 15, my parents had asked me, hey, do you want to come with me on this errand? And I would kind of roll my eyes or look down and say, you know what, no, I'm not really interested in this. I'm good where I am right here. But a year later, they would ask me that same question and everything would change. I would jump at the opportunity. Yes, let's go. I would love to run that errand. Well, what made the difference? Quite obviously, I got my driver's license. Yes, when I turned 16 years old, I was able to go out on those roads. It was the one event that gave my parents both sleepless nights and doubled their car insurance rates in one fell swoop. So, when I was 16, my parents said, great, you can go and drive. And that meant I could get going. Even though it was only 35 miles an hour, I didn't mind because I was driving a car. Well, sure enough, one day my dad came to me and said, you know what, I was wondering if you could go run an errand with us. And I jumped at the chance. Great, what do you need? Well, Mom needs some new fertilizer for her garden, so we have to go to the home store and get all of that. And that made me doubly excited, because not only was I going to drive, but the home store was 15 miles away, which meant I got to go on the freeway. Instead of piddling around at 30 or 35 miles an hour, I'm up to 60 or even maybe 70 miles an hour. So sure enough, I jumped into my car. My mom decided to come with, just because you send two guys out to the home store, you're probably not going to get what you want, and you're going to get a whole bunch of guys who are going to get power tools that we don't need. So she came along with. And so she slid into the passenger seat, my dad got in the back seat, and off we went. Now, as I was driving, I was realizing the car was operating very sluggishly. When I tried to hit my foot of the accelerator, it just wouldn't go. When I was trying to turn the car, it was just difficult, like the car was fighting me the entire time. It was a very herky-jerky drive. I looked over to my mom, and I saw that she was kind of lurching back and forth in the seat. Looked back at my dad, he was just kind of uncomfortable sitting back there as well. We were wondering what was going on. Well, finally, about a mile into the trip, my dad kind of leaned up to me and said, you know you still have the parking brake on, right? Well, sure enough, I looked down at the dashboard, and what did I see? 5 little letters in red saying brake. Yes, all of this time I had been driving with the parking brake on. So I realized that, got to a slow speed, popped the parking brake, and the car surged forward. And there was no problems with it. It drove just normally for the whole rest of the trip and back. Now, the reason I bring that story to you is, how often do we see that we are fighting in our own lives? That we aren't quite, we're fighting something, we're struggling with something, we're not hitting our potential. What we try to do is we try to work harder, we work harder on it. But all it does is it makes things more difficult. We look around us and we see that people are kind of uncomfortable and lurching back and forth as well. And we can't figure out what is going on. These are obstacles that we run across. So my advice or my drill for you is, whenever you feel that way, go out and ask someone, hey, can I kind of explain the situation to you? Run the scenario by them. That could be a coach, that could be a friend, a trusted colleague, a mentor, or just someone that you trust. It is amazing how, if you're able to get that outside perspective, it can kind of change you and your environment. Not just for you, but for everyone around you as well. Typically, there are things that are very simple to fix. Just a nice, simple solution that you may not be able to see, but someone from outside might be able to say, hey, Bob, that's a thing you need to change. Or Bob, we need to work on this. Or Bob, maybe your attitude needs to change. Your phraseology, your email has to change on all of these things. I encourage you to do that, because what it will do, it will help you run efficiently and up to your capacity as well. So this is Bob Paskins with the Daily Motivational Drill, encouraging you to engage in life, to let your light shine, and to be a champ. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.